They're killing people, and it's horrible.
Who are they killing?
Just like if you're colored, it's just white supremacy.
I love agitating. That is my favorite thing to do, actually.
But you don't want to have a respectful conversation, right?
No, not with you Nazis.
Are you American or European?
I'm European.
Okay. And you're here protesting immigration enforcement in the U.S.?
I'm protesting against what's happening in this country.
People are not illegal. I don't really believe in borders, so that's...
You don't believe in borders?
No.
Stand up, fight back! What is going on, everyone? James Klug here. Today we are in New Orleans at an anti-ICE protest. We're going to try to have some conversations. Let's go talk to some people. New Orleans. This is a first for us. Never been here. So hopefully it goes well. Sir, how's your night going? We're working on a video?
No.
We're working on a video. You mind if I ask who brought you out here?
Thank you. Good.
What do we do?
Hey, would you like to weigh in? Not a very talkative bunch. That's okay. How you doing? We're working on a video. You mind if we ask what brought you out here?
For my parents, I wish they would be here, but they're not able to come here for their own safety and everything. So that's mainly the reason I came out here.
Right.
Yeah.
Where's your family from?
Honduras.
Honduras. Yeah. And so they can't be here. They can't be here undocumented or.
Undocumented.
Right. So you're here. Were you born in the United States?
Yeah, I was born here. I'm from New Orleans.
You're from New Orleans. Right on. And so you're here. Basically, what's your message?
I haven't seen this type of, the way they've been treating us since I've been here, and it hurts me to see that, and I just don't wish that upon anyone.
And then what would you like to see accomplished following some of these demonstrations that are happening in New Orleans? Do you just want ICE to leave New Orleans? Do you have a problem with them enforcing immigration laws? What would you like to see accomplished, basically?
It's just so aggressive. They treat us like we're not humans, and it hurts to see that. Maybe I understand the enforcement, some of them at least, but there's no reason to treat us that way.
We went with the classic.
It is the number one classic.
Why are you shutting down conversations already? Oh, okay, you lost that one. How you doing? Hey, sweetie, what organization are you guys with? Do you mind if I ask?
Can you talk to our, please talk to our media liaison.
Who's that?
We're working.
Yeah.
My friend told me about this protest. I didn't see anything about it, but ICE needs to get out of our city. Stop deporting innocent people. They're killing people, and it's horrible.
Who are they killing?
Just if you're not white, they're trying to get you. It doesn't matter if you're documented or not. Just like if you're colored. It's just white supremacy. Yeah, and it needs to end.
Do you mind if I ask you about the outfit? Is this...
They're clowns, but also I have a thing I'm going to later tonight, so
okay.
Yeah.
So you're not dressing up as ICE?
No, but I could be, because they are clowns.
You could be.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts about this? Do you think when it comes down to the deportations, when they're apprehending people, do you think they're when they're deporting them, do you think they're executing them? What are your thoughts?
Not supposed to talk to media, apparently.
Oh.
They really don't want people talking here. This is not new, though.
Focus on the movement that we're building.
Oh, they're talking about us?
They're building a mass movement that is united against the right wing, united against the billionaire agenda, and we don't have any room in our movement to get distracted by trolls who are trying to attack us. So please ignore them. Please do not engage with them. We have a security team if you're concerned.
They're talking about us. We're the trolls. They're saying we're taken away from the movement by talking about the movement. Do you mind if I ask? Actually, hey,
Stand up, fight back!
What organization are you guys with? Do you mind if I ask?
Stand up, fight back!
Right on, man. Thanks for your time.
Stand up, fight back!
You got it. Is it indivisible?
Stand up, fight back!
What brought you out here today?
What do you think?
Anti-ICE demonstration. What are your thoughts about the ICE raids happening right now in New Orleans?
Well, isn't that obvious what I think about it?
A lot of people have varying degrees of thoughts on immigration raids, immigration enforcement, and all of that. Are you from New Orleans?
Part-time.
Part-time. Where are you from otherwise?
Europe.
Europe, right on. And then, are you American or European?
I'm European.
Okay. And you're here protesting immigration enforcement in the U.S.?
I'm protesting against what's happening in this country because that divides the whole world.
Do you have a problem with them deporting people in the country illegally?
Yeah. No human is illegal, and it's racist.
So when it comes to, I guess this is educational for a lot of people watching. When it comes to your position, what do you think the punishment should be for entering the country illegally? Should there be no punishment at all? Anybody can come over the border.
As far as I'm concerned, everyone's welcome everywhere.
Everyone's welcome everywhere. Yeah. Do you support any form of screening process at the southern border or anything like that?
No human is illegal.
Okay. So how do you prevent, let's say, a gang member, a terrorist, or something like that comes to the country? Do you support screening processes to try to eliminate that?
You asking me if I support terrorism?
Well, I'm talking about the logistics behind, like, screening who comes into the country, what comes into the country.
Well, we all got to fight against crime and against terrorism.
Just
but
deal
that's
with
an
it.
international thing.
Just deal with it when it comes into the country, though?
Yeah, wherever they are.
All right, everyone, let's take a few moments to talk about our friends over at Extra and the massive Christmas sale that they're having. Extra are known for inventing the first trackable smart wallet, but before we talk about their wallets, we gotta talk about their mission to upgrade your travel essentials too. The Travel Pack Vacuum Kit is a space-saving solution for travelers who want to pack more without bulking up their bags. I basically just travel with a duffel bag and a backpack, so I'm already loving this. You can compress over 15 items per vacuum pack and get 60% more space in your suitcase or backpack. Just use the portable USB-C rechargeable air pump that gives you 20 uses per full charge, and you're all set. The bag is made from super strong anti-rip nylon, and its waterproof anti-leak zippers protect your clothes from any spills. Now back to the wallets and card holders. This right here is the Extra Wallet Pro. It's half the size of a conventional wallet, but it carries over 12 cards and cash. It has Italian Vaccato leather, RFID blocking, and the coolest thing about this is you can access all your cards at the click of a button with their signature trigger mechanism. If you're in the market for a new wallet, this is a fantastic choice. Extra is having a Christmas sale with up to 54% off, but with my code JamesKlug, you'll get an additional 10% off, adding up to 64% off. Take advantage of this promotion, you guys. I will put a link down in the description below. Let's get back into this video. All right, Mexican flags are out.
Jamás será vencido.
How you doing? What was that?
¡Fuera! ¡Sáquenlo fuera! ¡Fuera de aquí! ¡Que te vayas fuera, mijo! Si no entiendes español, que no te de aquí. ¡Fuera! ¡Fuera!
Okay.
Opposite side of the country.
What'd you say?
She said, if you don't speak Spanish, get out of here.
Sí, fuera.
If I don't speak Spanish, get out of here.
Fuera, fuera, fuera de mi cara, mijito. Quítate de aquí. Fuera de mi cara.
Okay. By the way, we found Miss Angela Rose. So, hi Angela. How's it going?
We're surrounded by sheep, hoping to herd them in a good direction.
We got her mic'd up. We'll see if she can jump in. Sir, do you mind if I ask you about your sign?
You should be speaking with Cecilia in the blue.
People keep saying this.
Yes.
I would like to hear your thoughts, not Cecilia's.
I really don't want to answer your questions.
In fact, how do you know that you're supposed to tell people who ask you questions to speak with Cecilia? Like, how come that's a thing?
Pardon?
How do you know to tell people to speak?
Oh, because we were instructed to do that in the beginning, and if you've ever had any parts in any kind of organizing, that's important. Otherwise, you get mixed messages.
Yeah, so you're really good at following directions.
You're also European? Yeah. You're here? Okay, and you're also protesting immigration enforcement in the U.S.?
Yeah.
Interesting dynamic here we got. Is this the first protest you guys have been to?
No.
No. And how'd you hear about the demonstration, the protest tonight?
What media are you from?
James Klug on YouTube. I have conversations. Me?
Media?
I'm more conservative, yeah.
You're more conservative?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I talk to anybody.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So what do you think about this dynamics here?
Well, first, we try to highlight like polite, good conversations, fact-based conversations, and just give people educational conversations to watch, at home. You said the question to me was, what do I think about it?
Yeah.
I mean, when it comes to what, like immigration enforcement, people being deported?
What they're doing here in the streets of New Orleans?
do I have a problem with it? Like deporting people in the country illegally? In a general sense, no.
Okay.
But that's because it's against the law, and when you enforce those laws, you end up preventing people from coming. People don't even try to come into the country because they already know that it's being enforced. It's kind of like pulling people over for speeding, right? If you pull people over for speeding, they don't speed as often, So in a general sense, to answer your question, I don't have a problem with it.
Well, I have a problem that they pick up people off the street and raiding streets and getting people off the streets just based on how they look.
Well, on their immigration status would be why they would remove them from the streets.
Yeah, but
like my camera guy right here's, he's Hispanic, but he's not getting deported. You know what I mean?
No, but there are people that are.
Oh, that are Americans that are being deported?
Yeah.
Can you name one?
I cannot name one because they keep it hush-hush, but you hear the stories about people not knowing where they are, and they're somewhere in Africa when they're from Asia or whatever.
Well, it's a really big claim. Do you think it is important that we are able to back up a big claim like that with at least one example or some facts? Because that's obviously a huge claim that you're making there.
You know how they operate like there's a war going on.
But did you hear what I said, though? Yeah. Do you think before you say, maybe you could say, I think, instead of they are?
I think they are.
You think they are? And then the next question would be, okay, who, right?
No human is illegal, so...
Right. Okay.
So people are not illegal. I don't really believe in borders, so that's...
You don't believe in borders?
No.
How do you prevent bad people from coming into somebody's country?
Everybody's got to need a place to live, so if everybody can live wherever they want.
But what about, let's say, Tren de Aragua gang members? How do you, if you don't have a border, how do you stop those people from coming in?
They go to prison wherever they are in the country.
So you wait for them to break a law in a country instead of just preventing them from coming in the first place?
Yeah.
So, okay, we now have a team assigned to us, gentlemen. And they are shutting down conversations. This is not anything super out of the ordinary, but, people are allowed to talk to us, so. How you doing?
And they're all part of that same system.
Damn, you guys have a massive amount of staff here. How many people is this? This is a lot. What's your guys' jobs? Not in real life, here, I guess. Security? All right, we got people surrounding us. Price of having a conversation, huh? We're working on a video. Do you mind if we ask you what brought you out here today? They're trying to...
You don't want to talk to him. You don't want to talk to him.
Do you know who I am?
I have no idea.
No, we just have conversations. James Klug on YouTube. You can check it out.
I'm trying to listen to it. Yeah,
no worries at all. He's a grown adult. He's allowed to make his own decisions, isn't he?
I just want to listen.
You got to speak for him? All right. Let's leave these tough boys alone. Miss, do you mind if we ask you what brought you out here today?
And we need this unity here tonight.
Frantically trying to shut down. Yeah, you can't just block my motion, you retard. Excuse me.
Against imperialism.
Yeah, what you're doing right now is illegal. You gotta let me out.
And against Catahoula Crunch.
You gotta let me out, man. Back up.
And they're seeking dogs.
That's literally we're filming you committing a crime.
And we have to stand.
You wanna have a quick conversation about why you're out here?
To support people, ICE out of the town.
Yeah. What do you not like that they're doing? Just deporting people?
Yeah, ripping apart families.
I don't want anybody talking to the press. I'm sorry.
Well, you post the conversation unedited. He doesn't know what we do.
No.
He's not denying it either.
You can come hang out with us. Okay. Come on.
Okay. So you asked me my view on the immigration enforcement in New Orleans. And, it's kind of interesting you bring that up just because Eric and I, behind the camera, we've documented a ton of the border crisis over the last 4 years. Even in Trump's first administration, that was a big thing that I talked about, researched. We've even been down at the border. He's been down way more than me, but for weeks at a time, right? And so what you see when it comes down to a border crisis is it's humanitarian crisis, right? You have children being trafficked, drugs, people. Cartels have their hands on every single person coming across. If you go down there, you see kids, people with bracelets showing how much they purchased, how much they've spent, how much they've given the coyotes and all that stuff. So when we have this conversation considering the entire ecosystem surrounding illegal immigration and the pros and cons of it. I think there's not a single pro to illegal immigration. And when it comes to enforcement, illegal crossings are down by over 95%. Isn't that bad for human traffickers? And the reason they're down is because people aren't coming here because what? Enforcement. It's actually being enforced. People are being removed that came into the country, broke into the country illegally, broke our laws, came into the country illegally. And so when you enforce those laws, just like any other law that you would enforce, right, that slows that down. You're not going to prevent everything. There's no perfect solution. But you start pulling people over for speeding, what happens? Yeah, people stop speeding largely. There's still going to be people speeding, but still legal. There's going to be fewer. So my point is, 95% reduction in illegal crossings right now. The human trafficking crisis down at the southern border evaporated, and that's because of enforcement. So it's bad for the human traffickers. Isn't that a good thing?
Well, I have a question of like,
what do you think about that question? Bad for the human traffickers. Business is down by 95%. Good thing?
Specifically with human trafficking, that's something that I don't, that's something that's not good.
That's what's happening. That's what happens down at the border. People don't get through the border without, largely.
Oh, you're talking about exactly human trafficking, like even coming in, people that are willingly trying to
enter the country illegally.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and that's human trafficking as a term,
It's human trafficking. You're smuggling people across lines, state lines.
Understood, but people
country
are coming
lines.
through. I'm saying willingly one, and then also, yes, there's people that come in that are doing bad things, but there's also people that come in that do, they're just trying to work. I'm in construction, so I'm a general contractor.
I totally understand.
So I know a lot of people.
My position is certainly not that every single person coming across the country illegally is bad, but they are entering the country illegally. And if you don't want that crisis to exist, you need to enforce it. So when you ask me, hey, my thoughts on this, I think it's a great thing. Because the last 4 years, we had the worst humanitarian crisis down at the southern border in American history. Mm-hmm. I don't know why anybody would be like, yes, this is great. No, come in legally. And we have laws for a reason. And we needed to know who and what is coming across the border, right? It's this whole, when I say ecosystem, it's because there's so many, it's a little bit complicated. And I know you're a smart guy, so you'll get it, but you probably already do get a lot of it. But I do think a lot of people forget that all of these things are connected when it comes to enforcement evaporating the crisis, and as well as other policy decisions. But take it away.
Yeah. Also, what if you were in somebody else's shoes of being in a country that isn't as safe and whatnot, and there's opportunities in another space, and some of the the ways to even enter the U.S. it may take a lot of years or a lot of money that you may not have and whatnot. If you're in that moment, I'm just talking as more of
a human,
a human, exactly. Of what would you be doing in that situation? What would be the solution in that sense for you?
I think it's a wonderful question. If a country was not enforcing their border very well, I could just go in, it was easy. Would I go to get myself a better life, maybe my family? 100%, absolutely, right? Absolutely. Why would I not take advantage of that? Just okay, well, all of a sudden, you no longer pull people over for speeding. 100% I'm going to speed. What are you talking about? That's awesome, When it comes to no borders, when it comes to a country, at least in the United States, right? The federal government's primary job is to protect the American people. Does that seem like you're protecting the American people if you're not preventing a terrorist from coming into the country? Isn't that failing at them failing at doing their job?
What is a border? It's originally, this was just one world with people living in it. And we created all these borders, and we created bad environments for people who live in poor countries and good circumstances for people who live in rich countries. Why are you so privileged? Why are you born? You were born in the USA? If you're born in poor Africa and you want to move to Europe.
Yeah, I don't know if it's quite like a random turnout quite like that, right? Millions of Americans have fought and died for the freedoms that we have here. You know what I mean? So I don't know if it's just totally random that it happened that way, right? You had geniuses that crafted the Constitution. You had millions of Americans that lost their lives fighting to preserve those rights. So it's not very random, is it?
Well, it used to be different,
It's not a big dog.
Not from here.
You talking to me?
Yeah. What's up? How you doing?
Doing very well. How are you?
Doing well. Happy to be out here tonight.
Good.
Yeah.
Very good.
As long as you pass to
We have respectful conversations on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
Debates,
What
interviews,
channel?
whatever. James Klug.
California, where there's a lot
Okay.
of Asians.
If you'd like to have one, or are you just an agitator?
Oh, I love agitating. That is my favorite thing to do, actually.
No worries at all.
Yeah, proud union member, actually. Yeah.
A proud union member?
Yeah,
Very cool.
love
The
agitating.
term
Good for you.
Asian American comes from California.
Alrighty, but you don't want to have a respectful conversation, right?
No, not with you Nazis.
Why am I Nazi? Why am I Nazi? You see my stuff? And what's your evidence for saying I'm a Nazi?
Stand on the shoulders of an incredibly brave activist.
What is a Nazi?
Even though I was not prepared for some nonsense tonight,
Do you know what a Nazi is?
I have to
Tell me
be
what it is.
brave. We have to be brave, and sometimes
You have no clue what a
we have to
Nazi
do
is, and you're
things
calling
we're
people
not
like a
ready for.
5-year-old.
Trying to listen, bro.
All right, man. Have a good one.
No Trump, no KKK, no racist USA. No Trump, no KKK, no racist USA.
The job of the U.S. government is to serve who?
American people.
Is that reasonable? And that's all different types of people, but those are the American people. And it just so turns out that there's a lot of issues in the country right now. We don't have our house in order, and I can't even believe that we're like entertaining the idea of letting people cut in line illegally before fixing a lot of these problems that we have. Keep in mind, there's people that are waiting to come into the country legally that are being cut in line. That's who you're talking about. You're talking about people that are taking advantage of it and cutting in line as well.
That's an interesting point. Yeah.
Interesting, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
But it's also if they're coming in and working like wholesome, they're not breaking any like criminal activity, or they're just hardworking people here.
I totally see your point. I mean, this is where
in some instances.
Yeah. How do you know
helping
though?
with
They came into
the-
the country illegally. What, we're just gonna guess and find out?
Yeah, I'll talk to them. I have like people that I like.
Well, this is where it's kind of all these things connected. ICE raids and deportations are connected to enforcement down at the southern border. I don't want to live in a country, I don't want to live in a country where I don't know who or what is coming into my country. You can have MS-13 gang members, Tren de Aragua gang members that come in. If you're a family man, or you're going to be a family man, would you want to know who's around you, who's in your country, and the government's job is to protect the American people. It's not they can all come in and we find out later when people die. That's not a way to protect the American people. That's not good policy. That's kind of insane. You know what I mean? But I see your point. And you're right. There are a lot of good people. But at the same time, when it comes down to it, what's connected to this is, again, human trafficking. So people that are coming in illegally, they're paying cartels, they're enriching cartels. That's a problem. It also opens up child trafficking. Over the last 4 years, there's 400,000 unaccompanied minors that showed up at the southern border. That's not good. You do not want these kids in the hands of cartels and coyotes. Bad things happen. I can tell you a million stories, okay? And I'm just brushing the surface here, but I also want to include, you're talking about people hardworking. They're a net tax negative of at least $150 billion per year, according to FAIR, Federation for American Immigration Reform. There's even higher estimates, and that's as of 2022. It's way higher right now because there's way more people that came in illegally. I mean, tabling the fact that it's illegal to enter in the first place, tabling the fact that not enforcing immigration law helps facilitate humanitarian crisis at the border, like tabling all of those crazy things, enriching the cartels, whatever it may be, overflowing classrooms. Our classrooms are already a mess. They need more funding. Bringing in 400,000 unaccompanied minors. Do we have schools for those people? Of course we don't. That's like you'd have to build 50 school districts to handle that amount of kids. So we're already talking about just overloading the entire system. And then also they're a net tax negative as well because they don't pay more than they bring in.
What about
I'm like winded. I'm ranting too much.
No, you're good. Like honestly, I am in support of this, but like I feel like I don't know a whole lot about it, so it's good to like learn, from somebody that has some knowledge and whatnot.
Well, I'm gonna pause you right there. You guys, this is a perfect example of somebody being curious. Look, he doesn't have to agree with me, and that's totally fine. But he is curious first and foremost, and that leads you to the truth, and that actually educates you the most. He can say, okay, well, James told me this. I'm gonna go look into that. Maybe I disagree with something here and there, but ultimately, his curiosity is making him more educated And I'm not saying I'm like right about everything, but this is how you get there. This is how you get to the truth. So I appreciate your time, man. And where are you guys from?
The Netherlands.
Netherlands. We don't own the Netherlands. Netherlands doesn't own us or something like that. So like, it is a country is their people, and by definition they have a border. You know, but that's very interesting. How would you like to go about eliminating borders? You know.
I know it's naive, and I know it's maybe not possible now.
Okay.
But I think it's the basic right of every human being to have a good life and search for that. So if you're in poor Africa, you go to Europe, and we push you out. We say you go back, or you drown in the Mediterranean. That's not fair. He's as human as I am.
Doesn't the U.S. government, you know, the purpose that it serves is to improve the life of its citizens? You know, your country's government.
You've got a responsibility worldwide.
We have a responsibility for everybody.
Everybody has a responsibility for their neighbors, for the people that live among them. So
Why does that?
We're one people.
Why is that?
We're one people.
Do you think this is a realistic position to hold today?
No, absolutely not.
So are we dealing with, is this sort of a utopian argument or position that we have here?
Well, I don't believe in that anybody should be richer than anybody else, so that everybody should have the same means of existence, and millionaires shouldn't be here because it's not fair. You know, I'm naive. I believe in everybody's got the same rights and everybody should be able to live whatever they want, and I don't believe in borders. That's it.
Well, hopefully we don't have the same rights as places like in Iran, you know?
Well, Iran, they're very...
Like, I don't want their rights.
No, but
I like my rights.
Yeah.
I think my rights are better, but, you know, it's a different...
I live in Iran, so you know what daily life there is like.
Right.
Because we've got a famous journalist in the Netherlands who's got an Iranian wife, and he loves his wife in Iran, and his wife as well. You know, it's a very rich culture, so you cannot simply judge that as being.
You can't judge like maybe some Middle Eastern cultures where it's like okay to beat your wife. Do you want to judge those?
Yeah, I do, but you know that's why I say everybody should have the same rights. Women, men.
Yeah. Do you want the same women's rights as they have in Iran? I'll pronounce it properly.
But, you know, it will even out when everybody influences everybody. But when you lock
so you
them
don't
up
want
in the
you don't want
country-
you don't want everybody to have their rights though. Whose rights do we want to share across the board?
Everybody should have the same rights.
They gotta pick and choose what rights they want.
Just a side note, like a lot of the activism work I did in college was undermined because I was a lot more clashy, and I closed a lot of doors to like one, understanding even more in depth if I did support something or not, but also how to like, you know, work with same people that may disagree with me, but they're still within my community. Like, how do you form solutions and understandings and even, you know, pathways forward?
Dude, the craziest thing about a lot of this is illegal immigration. It's been abused for a long time, and again, there are good people waiting to get in line into the United States. We grant about a little bit less than 1 million green cards per year. But what you saw over the last 4 years, I'll repeat it again, the worst border crisis in American history, okay? And I think maybe 30 years ago, a lot of people treated it as sort of a, oh, you snuck in? All right, well, hey, good luck. Because immigration enforcement would happen, but like, ultimately, good luck, you beat the system, you got in. Well, that's not what we saw over the last 4 years. We saw well over 10 million people coming in illegally over the span of 4 years. That is way out of control. Okay, so what you're seeing under this administration is a reaction. The moderate position is deporting as many people as we brought in over the last 4 years. That is the moderate position. You can't just create a humanitarian crisis and say, you're not allowed to clean it up now. But I think what you're bringing up is really interesting, and I think we'd probably agree on a lot of that stuff for sure. But hey, good. Did I help in any way, or did you feel like how was it? How was it? Huh?
It's helpful again, like it kind of helped me understand where I'm really at, and I came here to learn, whether that be hopefully by people that are around, but to listen.
Well, I appreciate you talking with me, and I hope you felt like it was a good conversation. I'm James again. All right, everyone, that is it for today. So a pretty difficult bunch to talk to here in New Orleans, but I don't know, maybe we're just, that's pretty much what we just expect nowadays. But let me know your guys' thoughts about the conversations that we did have down in the comments section below. And let's also get our founder tier members' names up on the screen. Greatly appreciate these patriots supporting the channel, making videos like this possible. If you would like to be one of these people, these great American patriots up on the, well, maybe they're not all Americans, but up on the screen, if you'd like to have your name up there, make sure to hit that link down in the description below. It directly helps support us making videos like this. We greatly appreciate you guys. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe for more videos and hit that bell notification button so you are notified next time I post. We'll catch you all in the next one.